Yadi aseda efi Kristo Yesu ho ema obi bia o hwe awareness program yi ya ye ho papa ewo Yesu Kristo demo ya ye nyina ye ho ewo Yesu Kristo demo na odofo se wote ye nka aha ye awareness program ye create awareness ama ye ho nti so wote ye nka ye guso a ye seti enioma ye Ifi and Radi Yesu Christo, or Emma will be a wotie yen eba awareness to me dear so. Yet ya will be bia, and then she die, Radi, I ye. When we are mobile now, they are the chef first say, up my yen. I'll cry in now, so I'm up when you be a man and summer dine, you would do na ya fast sorry upper. Aha, auntie, ya better say Radi, ya done I say. Aha, ya done I say. I'm sure your forms also any year when we are mobile sending another yet. Now, what the year abba aqua sorry as I have a fierce mudium and asida and I dema unyan coupon. A war any year be brave and in a doye be brave or yet edema ye debia yet than I say. Oh, Jesus Christ the demo. Aha, yeah, the 1 minute to be a share my ebinum to see an affair. That's what program so. Erade onshira obi bia we used to Christo demo. Amen. And yet what your program so I say now what you tell money na be 2 weeks in na ye should be ye kasafa emotional child abuse na ye kasafa child emotional abuse niema ya ema yehu about time ye abisu ye mana nso ye nim etoda ya na ye dwen ye say ye boa mofra no ye boa won apagya won mo e de won masi baabi na efi be ye 2 weeks ni no erade nam ye papa sam so ye maame gina ye maame dina e na ye maame Wendy so ama ye hu se ni o ma bebre wo ho adofo no say ye ya ye de abuse ye ma no ye de abuse ye ma no na ye de erade asepa se oboa ye in fact nsem bebre ho ye nyina ye difo ye nyina nsem ne bebre wo ho a ye difo etini aye beka ne se asafo erade ono na ye de asedama no nyema bi wo na wo ye a wanhwe ye a woni beba ho so no ebetimi e de wawura osaye mu na ye ni mma ye ho so e wo nyema bi ho etina nna no se erade aye ya dom na wahu ye mobbo na onam ye papa so e kasa sei e de kire ye nya adofo no esase ye timi fa asem no na ye de ye adwuma enema bebre na no John chapter 8 na Yesu Kristo catch a Pharisee for no me won sem bebre a megina so e de abu maten na ya na nipa bebre asem bi wona na obi kan so we dey say ni Bible mu but Yesu Kristo say o won sem bebre a obegina so e de abu ni paten eti adofo no esese ye hwe ye hu yie papa na nia ye behu se enye bia no ye betwe ye ho afri ho na aboa ye na ahye Kristo Yesu so din enyunya ye da rade ase ye maame Viva wo ha na ye papa Sam so wo ha enti na ye to aso na ansa na ye bekọ ye nim no se ne de bia ya me de card bi extra mo no sa card pepe fe kura me wo hwe card yi se ne ye design na de bia na me de kire in case say wo send this car akọ Ghana odofo bo modian na download bi go wo phone so eboa papa tem bia no eye new nti so ade bia ba foforo a e wo send e setifa nti eye new ni nti ya na mo rate no e wo soro kakra eboa pa eje obi ka say scan wo di kofi a enso nti wonya ne ani rate no wo soro kakra na eja wo de faso na aboa wo nti na eno no de bia me ka ho asem bo modian na efa bi gu we yi so ni aye den wo ne say e free to come kra na wo phone no kra yira wo phone yira wo bank details any phone so na obi akofa na wakwa hwehwe wo sika mu akowia wo sika e good pa erade onhira ye nyina say da no ye papa esa mani yen ekasa bebre last week no oni yen ekasa bebre na enne no questions bi wo ha ye de beka ho na ya answer asasa questions no ye papa wo ha ye mami Viva wo ha nti omu nyina ebeboa yen Be a no, yeah, mammy dina, and so, and I am mammy gin and so, everybody abeka ye ho. Nti na ansa na yebe judgment no e dia ma ya papa Sam no na yesre onyankopon ho konkron tumi nyina ye ne dia na ne nase e na ye hye ye bre ye wase e hye wo no onyankopon ne tumi na se nia wo be kire ye no eno na ye bi eye adwuma. Nti yesre wo konkron se o mekasa nkire ye o metu ye fo o meboa ye amane ayeye nyina no omfa ne nyina no mum enhye na so omre wase na ye wi a ye de nidie ne enunyam ebe ma wo no Yesu Kristo nkuto yada radiase anti yebejai program no baby ayedui ama ye papa Sam na nia wode beto aye so bia yebedi nachi na ye wi a questions bia wo ho bia no yebe answer odofo e bia na wo so wo question na pese wo de wo question ne ba your number no e 0044 e ye UK number 78426929528 mama nsisu biem 0044 784262958. Because I would a question be about Fabra na Yebeka Wasem. And also say comment section what ubet me actual ya opesa waka wasem biano. Ubet me actual now the ama ebe boy pa you the yebeja mama ye papa Samansa. Na a chire no ni asase ye de ka ho no ye de beka ho. That's some patch out to menka.
Me too. Me chia wangasa and ye panelists me chia omo any time omo devotee Auntie Viva, Auntie Dinah, any Auntie Wendy, Pastor Alfred, and also
Pastor Alfred,
I think that you have been doing a yeoman's job, and I go Yakupon Shaya,
Amen. Amen.
We are only trying to create awareness.
Exactly.
And the awareness will help so that people, young Christian homes are, what challenges no. We will know say, oh, Sadi in AC, or in these are things that can be called abuse or whatever. So far we've been dealing with abuse. And me, I am there because we are creating awareness.
Exactly.
But we are not the end of it. Once you are aware of something, you go to the professionals to go for help so that challenges are ended. We just create an awareness. We are not solving your problem for you. But once you are listening to it at home, to various places where you can get professional help. And I think that we should put that one in mind. We are Christians, and so we Bible say we should help one another, and that's exactly what we are doing. As you should know, paying the radio, on blessing you for doing such a wonderful work. There are challenges in the kingdom. There are challenges in the communities. There are challenges in the society, and everywhere we go, we find ourselves. We are not only Christians. We are mixed with other religions. And so, whatever happens in that environment, we need to be cautious, and so that we protect ourselves. We are not saying, say, because Christopher, drink Christopher, no. We embrace everybody because problem it will affect the community. Mamina and papana that is going through the abuse is an aspirant of becoming the president of a nation or a manager of a nation, but because of this abuse, are cutting the life and now I'm cutting the up. But this is a salvation message, and it's part of Christian walk and work, and that is exactly what we are doing. Madam Wangasa Yadawase for coming.
Amen. Amen.
All right, what I want to do is I just want to look at some of the signs. And I want to repeat it because we should know them. Once we know them, then we'll know these are things that we should do or the steps that we should take. From there, we'll go to the questions. I think questions, they are major ones. I want to take my time and then read some of the UN like the child right in the UN programs and what the UN stand for when it comes to rights of a child.
Okay.
Education. Then I'll read some of the things I picked from their website. And so then we can move on from there to any other questions. Okay, so the first one we said, what are the signs of child abuse? And the other time now I was saying, you realize, wow, observe BB or abofrane home. Now will be sana won't say so, or if she's telling lies or he is telling lies, or story. Sorry, it's not canon. It doesn't fit in. Until there you be able to know, say no. Bibi wo wa on person be catch ro. E bia na bu bi wo ho. Ana say obi wo wa catch and say oka obebu no.
Okay.
Because of that, and also because of the fear and panic that is coming from that angle, to avoid everything, then he or she is going to tell you the lies. And so, as a parent and a caregiver and a professional, you should be able to identify and find a way to extract the right information from the child. That's the number one. Then I also said not want to go home. You realize that abofrane biana or school, and I say even penifo. I know a man in Tema that works, or your worker. Now, open 5 o'clock. Now, open 5 o'clock. On coffee about 2 a.m. So between 5 and 2 a.m. No, if I know or drinking bar.
Oh,
why do the wife know your jata with you?
Oh.
Into no sosa or qua, mammy no behano, into the best and say on any number for trans or moon sana about 2 o'clock, and then their mammy no wada na akofi.
Serious.
Yeah, and more frank and penny for you understand.
Yeah,
it's a serious thing. So you realize that you don't want to go home. Sometimes it told been so. Abufrano and answer the child, the person that is being abused, or she abuser na babobrim on person bebeno. He want to avoid him or her. And also this is also a sign that shows that something is wrong somewhere.
Okay.
And then avoid being with others, especially with children. You realize that they be isolating the home. There could be a problem. Bully can come here. Ebiana school now but could be or more group now the one child there or a weaker, so you realize no to me ben or more. Why? Because or qua ye buleno we'll talk about bully a bit. Ye buleno being bullied or he or she will rather isolate or dissociate him or herself. That's also another one. Now, showing signs of emotional trauma like fear, anger, and trouble. When you see, say, the person that is being abused, no, also fear, gripping, and I say anger, none of this, and I say, no, I am troubled. When you're troubled, this is also a sign, say, he has something to do with that child, maybe directly or indirectly. So that is also one of the things that these are the things that I think we can look at. Sometimes abofrani da no about your friend in nightmare. If I know about boom, most of them and yet dream keke, but we carry fear and not trauma into the dream. Into now about boom. I said obi bechino, and also no I was say a happiness check. Maybe it is not a mere dream. Maybe a video being a and a video. Yes, and no can be bad, but it can also be somebody is behind it. Maybe I didn't happen in school, and the child brought it home. So you realize that said she fear I want it to and he end up going into the sleep. Now the business of what happened in the school will continue, and so that also can be a factor. And so I think that we can look at all this. These are some of the signs that we need to look at. Let me look at another point that I discussed the other time. Sorry, I'm coming. Reasons Why parents abuse their children? What are some of the reasons why a parent abuse their children? Last week I was saying, say, when the parents themselves are were abused when they are children, you realize that they tend to use the same yardstick to abuse their children. If they fail to find the antidote to that trauma. Sometimes they may end up thinking, say, a normal way of treating or training a child because of what they went through. They give them the same strict, my friend say, strict discipline environment. Ebiana ofi that strict discipline environment. The parents strict, very strict. The parents are very on them. So onusu nya, no onusu ayenima. And I think say that's also one thing, something that affects you from childhood. Then I spoke about relationship. Ebiana, they want them to fear them. Ebiana, mamina na papa no. I said the other time I was saying say, and then somebody was also saying say, almost say, mbofra ebufie ene omo maame wo fie na omo te pimpin on papa bana obia edwane. And there's also the relationship. Why the father want to show to them, say, or no ni papa will fear, or no ni power will fear, and no so can be one of the signs of abuse. I think we should look at it. And the next one we talk about high expectation. I say you must set standard biama abufrana and realistic for that child. Or abufra bia niwa wabon. Abufra bia niwa wabon. And I want to repeat this. There's no child that is dummy. When you get the right person, the right person can help the child to come out of it. And there's a need for us to realize when we set too much high standard for the children and we don't help them gradually to step into it and we force them into it, it ends up by what? Being abused. As a parent, you're abusing that child because Chichan's on your science, Chichan's on your doctor, Chichan's on your politics. Meanwhile, the child is not really interested in it. Then you bring other people like a profession that you have interest in. There's nothing wrong when you tell a child that you would wish say obey this particular way. You can bring, if you have some in the family, like let's say a lawyer in the family, and then you want that child to be a lawyer. You bring that lawyer home, the lawyer will have chat with that child and talk to that child what it means to be a lawyer. And that way, if the child is being convinced and the child feels obey. So I say on ya, he said me bagger no, I say law obey. Me say on this. Also, the school says you should go and do nursing. Also, Mrs. Sadano, it's a story that one day I will tell. That Sadano, or say, Bibia was school home. Now, idea a share before morning, say, almost share no nurse attire. And now, you're cute. Into you're cute, so to the teachers, no, I did fatal. And I got fast. Bon, Yenisika to educate her because doing law in private school is very expensive in Ghana. But one day, my wife says, Daddy, I've passed, or your son says so. Daddy, I've passed my exam. God told me he will pay the school fee, so I shouldn't worry. In there, or yellow.
I see.
You understand it?
Yeah.
And I remember when I picked her from the first day I picked her. From the hospital, I knew she would be one of them. Yeah. You understand? But now I was trying to see, say, what I was having in mind, because I was being careful so that I will not also do things that will affect her future. You understand? And I collect your firm in that. You understand it?
Yeah.
Anything about law. I said, ni veins, ni bibia, sorry. She's so happy about it. I hope you understand it.
Yeah,
so we don't.
I understand. Yeah.
We should not put pressure on the children to do what they are not ready for. If we think it's a good thing, when you look at a nation, Now, far Korea, let me take Korea, South Korea, for example. We have a lot of doctors, a lot of lawyers, a lot of the government may be trying to look at other areas that they will feel say when they feel say when students get into this profession, it will help the nation, a nation building. So the government can come in a way to.
So for line no article, and say sana ogusu a o kasa kire yen se nioma bi wo ho a ni se ye hye ye ma no kete e wo ho say na me pesa wo ye wo bra kwala no na ni nye ho se si a wo hwe ni ode ma ye se si yi a o person kan ba no koye nurse because ahodi ni wo sa kwala no be ye law na so akwala no se hwa na me pe ehwa na me pe pesa me ye lawyer ehwa na me pe na akwala no eje Kristo di ye no de ne ho to Awurade so no Awurade aye na dom ama watumi aye dan awram enti eto da sane aye papa sam o kan akwala bi so wo ho a na bi a ono so person nurse na na obetimi ehwa na ho odin wo last week oni ye kasa bebre e wo sa de no ho na won so onkoye doctoring course ontimi nye eye de ma no na so pressure na wo de ato akwala no so nti no na wa makwala no chese ne asa ne wura ho ne ho aha ne wura ho ne ho eti eba ne sa sani aye papa e kire ye no enhye Kristo Yesu din anuonyam na am se oguso a oni ye kasa na ahoma no ateko enti am se ye maame Gina aha ye maame Viva e wo line so enti ye be ma ono so de na den kire kakra abre yen am say last week ye hu no otu kwan kakra enioma bi a ye ya ema ye abuse ye ma na so ye nim say ye abuse nkwala no ma Viva etemenka omra mu kakra ema ye ansa na ya toa so am say yes of SP line so obesan aba in
I'm
ma Viva etemenka ni yen kasa kakra
aba chama da ase me fa so chie for nyina
amen
last week me mesi mu bebre
papa ano ma ne so kakra ma ye why
bache yo na em said that the abobo nyama kankra no share last week no mo bobo so ntina me peke nyama kankra no ka science ama obo hu se akwala no owo tibia etisa emu
bia bi so
nyama ubehu na no crepa na me pesa me de baako ene mienu bi ka ho ye hu se edikan na akola no hu se nyoma hya no so ontumenka ne dia ne se wo pesa wo hu na wo hu nya aha akola na kakra me se wo bobombodin ya abenu pa na benu sha wo benu no one man say penimu esa will come to the level by on so no pepe sa akwala no or to from udi agro wakatena na nchen ade odi di agro no so wodi na ebom di agro obon say onya mami bi na wo ye na damfu nti sa ye nkakra no bibia ka ne bia no obetumi avomete out at show na ne eto subio no nyoma omudidi agro no akola bia se ye hwe babies no kra omo nime kasa no usu ene ne kasa bibia opeso or expressing itself no di su because on to me can't they have a lot of languages sir omo de express yourself ye mpinifu no ye hu ba adusua kakra na me ye hu se nyoma bi wo hɔ a kola ne de express yourself bibi ti say bibi a omudidi agro odi agro so no expressing itself it say wo nim di kakra wa side ni mu akwa ne di agro na wo hwe na wo hu ade e koso nkasa ayeba ade odi di agro no wo be hu ne ope akyewe bibi ti say one man book so on throw
I'm listening. Okay.
Pacha me continue.
Continue mine.
One man book.
So for be me no kakra.
One man the book is on show idea. I dare not was your on draw no. But draw idea be I want see. What but to the level now when I buy a penny.
Yeah.
Oh no, it says I dare watch you. I come upon that now watch you. Dot yes, yes, thing. Or better was you call program they were morning star. Those days na Sunday school teachers.
Yeah.
Na mame omo penny no church yen bi. Na no pa church so se akola ba ku bi. Oye ade pa wo school. Na da kro ba ye na omo so omo ye drawing. O draw ade ne fefefe owie na o draw o de pen sinsin mu. O de sinsin mu. Na maame na ben kakra no bisas na dia wa twa ye fepa na den wo wie wa sinsin mu sa. I see when we are coming this morning, my daddy was shouting on me, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, and hurry up. No, no, they are sincere. I don't know what to say. It just say, hurry up, hurry up. The papa let's say, hurry up. I didn't know all true. I didn't know happy and a panel when I dream. Until the before so at the sincere. I do so I draw then fair. So we know at be sincere. Na sincere, no wait, I want yes, but I won't bear now. Or no better seeing to cry was sincere. It is saying to cry was sincere. Listen, papa shouting on him, say, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Atiano, I any or the aqua benediction or so. See, can be brain, they are abusing Colana. Or more at by you. Yes, and awareness programs here. Yes, yeah, and your ma and kankra no. Am I picking you maybe? A colano be also some science who say a colano be a dean yap a parker. It's baby and your ma hano, no more cost be brave, cost one arguing. Of course, I feel they won't say, then you try any crack.
Yeah.
Nina or go through a lot.
Yeah.
Nina say, "Wo betcha beno." Ba parents in your home colana, yes, na say was why I didn't do. I see scran, Uber Bruno crew. No, me, I never cost one argument of doors. Also, what's here, and now would it be come? Now would it be come? I feel there, now feel there, jeans him. And see, yes, young, I will want to say, you who know me be to say one colano. I say you say no maybe cause one colano. May and see more by yam brain once and come to their level. Make a program be South Africa now. BBC and you could see addition BBC a crab. Now, a collab could be a yadana man, say within 5 days. As I call an be a honey biano, me to me catch it. Na kwara no yede na ma me first no ohunu se pepe bia okan ye ho aye baaye no ono ne na wa be sa program ne be pan nti that time no sa kwara no for nti ohun papa na no dimirika call ne nchen na mo say no, this time you are not going to this messy, you are coming to anti-viva
But as a noise be
nti afrani baba mention na ye den ma no eso still yes me ana me handle akola nti na say me di akokro me come to no level me ba na my ye mature bibi people love nice na me di abeche no na pa na me yegusun kaka eba ye do 5 days no na wa be me best friend I feel the die ye crash ye mbe school mo bi o metre o made no so wa oba me see onimo de ba kwa wo ba fa so a wona ne be ye no wontia no oye bibia wo de fo ni hwa no wo de ni hwa no a wo se ade a we a na de efe na mbo wo ye ni se ya na wo ye na wo danda na kakankra na abayiwa bi a madam fo bi nya no de onu ne ni so ye hye na mse na ne papa na abuse no wo fie nti makura ne so be ye kra na yem o man book bi so on draw ade no draw no na obisa no ade no draw wie no ba ko o draw aboa bi wo finfin na obisa nse na aboa yi so no say this is a monster Now, so now I would do a monster, so I would be shaming. I say it's my dad. He's a monster. Nti na ye bia no nkwala no omu pekina ebi a ye help pa ye especially ye parents no ye ha nkwala no pa I say ye really careful akwala bia ne nabosu akwala bi wo ho a ompetia also mami watiantie sa akwala no ompetia no obi wo ho a wotia no no mfa ho kra obi wo so wotia na bo so waye din no su e kai se mi sua no wotia na mesu a me de akonde made nyina na me ye mi sungu me mu nti obi a otisa na so parent nim ni bibia de bia na wo abuse akwala no onye happy da on a life ba wo hu se akwala ne su be ni wotia na onpa wonim kwan a wo ba fa so a wo be ye enye nkikemu asa wo ba tie ne ba enye nkikemu asa because wo kese n'anim a onpanya akwala bia na open kese nim enye akwala bia na ope atantia anya akwala bia na ope bro obi wo ho a wo bu na wo mu ansa so a na ne yemu ahye na osuro obi wo so a bra membro wo na odimirika eba ono ne ho gye bro I say you may need the hopa because you abuse you in a lot of ways. Yeah, you name say you abuse you, but you abuse you. So men to so and I mean, your mother dinner.
Obersa Bemubium. Obersa Bemubium, Auntie Vivi, Auntie Viva, Obersa Bemubium. Radi Onstra, Auntie Viva, Papa, Radi Stra, Auntie Viva, what can simply bring at the tray. Last week, you may say, Papa. Na answer na your best call your papa Sam will be mono. Your mammy be back can some be actually and often mono question pa just where dear. You see, you can't say, what I did high, a baby or high, you. That's a refugee like a class. Oh, just a year Martino, and you may be why you too pa your man, you see your man over to you. Oh, so yeah, mammy be back. What's the other crabby purpose and asa why basa anti ukusu tian bibi ka krebi na wotian bibi ka ko sakola no ko ba be yeteme last week ya papa Sam e ka sa asem we na me hu se no kre akola bi wo hatim so ohia no nani so ohye owura ha otna ha ofa wosia but uben so onyini ba na ye pese ye fonso an ye bre na se no ni ya na akola na be yeteme na fe ni ye san ka tra akola na se wo yeteme wo eso na yenya ni ama akola no akogina sa agina biem ye mama Viva erade onhira papa erade nhira say ye mama dan Gina ye mama Gina etimi remu na ye say ye mama Gina wo so no so kaka kranche yansa na yakoye papa Sam ho ma Gina pacha wo teme nka
pacha mi te won ka o
aha ye mama Gina akasa bebra cha nioma bi ayeyi a e kire say ye abuse nkwala na emotionally na ansa na ye bekoye papa Sam ho no wo hwa die niema bi ben sa na ye ya e kan kwala ne hye e man kwala no ye mobo bi sa just say bi ne sen wo betimi aboa ye kakra ansa na ye questions bi wo ha ye de akwa ye papa Sam na wa aboa ye nti kakra tire ya
yo awrade asomdue enka mu nyina
amen
da awrade ase e wo na dom ne bambo kese a ode aboyen enu nti ama ye se nya sa akwanya ya ye de eboaboa ye ho ene ye ma ya sa asemu ye da hoi eniema bebre ho no ma ye ye e di abuse ye ma ye numu kasa ya ye ka eye especially ye numu kasa no e bi abuse ye ma papa me kan say me ya abaya 15 years a me wie elementary school na me ko school na me sha so na minimade pa nti me kan say me pass common trans St. Louis na mani age na me classroom honom de obia nim say oh Gina de unimade ne papa wo sika obetim di no akọ secondary school na me hwesa me brother me di na chi ono so awie secondary ono so to kọ secondary school na sane a o me free school ba sane a o mo ho siesie ne sane a kasa na me kondo sa me so minim sese na etie bia me wie school a me kobi na me kai say me wie school no na me exams ba na ma pass na me ka kire me papa na me call school ko je me prospectus buy na me papa ka kire me se hwe me na me fa me sika hwe wo na da chi na wa ye yie na wo ni okunu no ma na mo ye yie na me so me pan mu fitaa in fact sa samu ya me papa ka kire me no enne de nyina ye sa me kaya me reti me ko pa eye me ja eye me ya papa me reti me ho na me hwe senia me so me papa ma ye donso nipa 17 so me tuma kasa me pa na me ni me papa me pa na me ni se me papa ma no bi antra ne nche me ni machiri ba na me ma me kwa na ye tena me papa ye ne papa tena ye na me hwe senia me se so me papa plaque to me mfine me mfiki to bi so me de wohuru tai sa no pass na mako school na me hwe bra wo me papa ho na so me wie school a esese me sha na me timi ko school no o ka chem say enye odo no de ni sika behwe me amma me dachi na me ni me kunu aye yie na onu de ne pram fitaa no no wahia no na so chira ka rade sa me a wahwe me no wahwe obi a wahwe me enso so sa asam ye o ka kire me ya na so ma hwe sa ya wo ni pens ya wo de atumi mu ya na me de anyina duru sei no me so na me hwe me papa kopim so wuye wahwe me o enso me am see dadin papa to mo hwe no ma ni wuye so enti ya numu asam a ya ka kire ya ma no asam bi wo ho a wo ka kire wo ba ya careful because won nim ne asam no di akwa no be kwa wie wo adi asam no be kwa wie akola no enna nyina ya mani hwe nhyeso bi ya me papa hye me nyina na ya abuse me nyina na mu se na o abuse me ntimi nkwa abontin kodi agro nka akola mama ye madwuma wie bibia ma wie se ka me kwa abontin kodi agro ubonso bia wo ba bi kura di agobo se no be kina papa fraw wo beza wo hurihuri wani age wo be hu so wode belts no de gugu sa abuse wenu nyina timi ahantimi abetonne ene na nyina me da ho na me so da ya na me hu na me su wonam enu ti me bompa ya say matan ye hwe ye ne ya de bia ye no ye hwe ye nsema ye ka kire ye ma ene ye bia ye de ma ye ma so obisa obibi kura na wuni bia pe kwampapa so na ka kire akola no emma akola no fa awerho emfa ntnase enti no mituwe misu be nyini am be wo ma no me bo motrika se ade amanya no mi manya no wo me kura brem no na nne chance abasese me manya no me ya ma na broso me ye ama me ma no ama abroso enu nti ye numasem abusu nkola ye numasem especially ye numasem ye ka kire ye ma no ma ye hwe ye ya hwe ye a ebe ha adwene enu nti mumma ye momodene na ye hwe kwan ye befa so a ye ne ye ma ebe kasa
imagine ena wa ma de so anke be ha ye pa we
Ready
die
try nyina.
mo already so papa we die we experience pa na woni yen abehye na eye areho ya sembi areho pa beti shranka already say wa masa asem no antete wona wo papa ntem
dabi
antete wona wo papa ntem ne odi ye wo nyina no say na wo ken say wa so na wo behwe no secrecy dan ede ne tena mu na just sa ya no na eye wo ya de na nso wo ye nipa ebe ye wo ya
se me ye me chefa mu de wa awurade mu nti
sa nti
yes
afutu a ye de ma adofo no ye create awareness ania ye papa sam edi kan ye no ye say ye create awareness sania be ya ade bi wo ho na wo ye a ma wani na ho na wan hwe yi a wo be abuse banama akwala ne benyi no me ne makwala bi a ye kire say according to ni sister no kire say omo papa no ye soja ni na papa di ni soja sem e na etete nkwala no wo ya ye ya na ye so do amadu na si for punishment bi o de be ma wo no na odi ye mpanifo na nti wo se papa no de mpanifo no de o manyinyi o wo afa saa ye bet ketwa no otwato no ono no ante saa de na se adeti na me papa wa wo me na o maye saa treatment we wo ono fo se wo tia wo mo but woman afade block no de si ne nsa so na wa bra akola na bra because of influence kakra wa ye na bia yes friends say exercise yeah the ancestry press up post your friend say na wa ma akola yi ye ketwa no e de sa ya wo ni hye ni mu empelifo no de omo just omo I ignore sa ne omo ni nyina omo jama naka omo yi from mu ba sa ketwa no ye be ma no wo ka chiro no last born no eti according to this sister no say me papa any sa akola no just akola no mpeni papa ni abe wanyini abesi baby a esesa nkoti bi didi ma papa ni bidi but oda so kai sa punishment na ne papa edema no so what you say we no say wo Kristo nka wo ho a akola na hu Kristo ntem na wan fa nyamesom an hye ne na brabo ase pa na ede yawo ene wo tan abetra akola ni afabo say wo a wo ye fada no ohun wa na ne buofu ohun wa na ne buofu eniema bebre ye wo ho aye ya wo your bad time na wo ye wo basa wo kreti just say yawo pa e na wo kreti to akola ni na ba ne sa wo ankasa emmoa na emmoa akola no so oye ade ama wa wanyini na so oye ade ama wa na ye ne ya enti we dey very good experience pa na ye ma meje na e dey abreye na ye bekoye papa Sam ho ye bekoye papa Sam ho ansana ye ma me Viva e be sa de kakra ka ho ama ye ye be sa koye papa Sam ho na asem bia ye ma me Viva em say ye ma me Viva na ye ma me Dina oh na me mix it no mo fa ncheme ye ma me Gina na ye ma me Viva e ka asem bi na em say omumu ba ko na kae na obi de sa question no so e ba wo ha me wo question no e wo ha na nipa ne pese obi sa say what is the difference between abuse and bullying? The difference between abuse and bullying, especially ya na yetai hu se kwala na ko school a ya yetai bully wo mo school pa it's your person who the difference between bullying and abuse enti no imagine wo hu nim de kakra fa ma ya sa ya ko
abuse no is different from bullying no
okay
bullying ni de se bi wo ha akla no wa ko school o de bi wo akla bi wo ha na oso o se my bo ho no ma from 12 years no mutim be ya kese na bia oso bo oso kra be woro ne kra brem nyina oso na after o ko school abosa na kra no mo twetwe no o se we ya no abesora tadem no watwe no you are too big, you are fat, you are so so ho sa niam no e bullying
okay
sa niam na e bullying na ase mu huru no wo huru obi na wo twetwe no eno ni bullying no na abuse ni de eno de eye severe pa abuse no e manipa kum ne ho na bullying so e manipa kum ne ho wa ho sana etie na mameka ba ade ba akoso so ade ba akoso a mi hu no abrabom no sese enhyeso ade a eye enhyeso me papa hye me so ma enne ye manyini se me nipa me no wo ho na se wo ya wadwene se wo be hye me so a so wan hwe ya ne awurade amamu a ebi ade meye no enye papa because me nkura brem no ekoye se te se de ma hye kentan ase na yakata me so eti se nne no nyakopon aboa me na se mapia na obi ansan amehye me so bio eti meti ho no akura keto a wawe from kura no me bra me ho asehye na se be ya ne ho beto no me mpe enhye so sa ne manema ni nyina ye abuse wo sha akura no so a eno so ye abuse
okay
wo sha akura no so a ye abuse pa eti se ho so ye hwe ni ye na bullying no ne abuse ni de bullying no ye different from abuse
okay okay
bullying na ye ni ahuro bisa
Magina eradi o nshraw papa
nshraw bibia
radi nshraw pa na asama wa beka akire ye sisi ehun se Yeah, Mama Jenna said there is difference between bullying and abuse. Okay, yeah, kwaya papa Sam hona yenko bisa ono so adwenkyere. The bullying no any abuse no difference the woman any ne that is some pacha wotemenka.
Hello.
Aha, so pacha etonka.
Pacha what like I say Mama Gina and Mama Viva.
Mama Gina.
Oh, okay, Mama Gina, I say, and that's exactly what it is. Difference kakra na bullying no a part of abuse. Bullying is a subset of abuse.
Yeah.
And bullying refers to the act of intimidating a weaker person.
Okay.
But the weaker person sometimes perceived. Perceived means perceived I can what you say. Perceived and yet real. Bullying no na ebiana boy back was school more. Well, your friend said boy back your friend said one boy in a school. Now why any notorious boy.
Yeah.
Now I quite say Obias Rono. Me why ebiana me hunyadi patapa.
Yeah, patapa.
You understand? So sometimes the bully itself no a perceived way into fear can lead you to accept say the person can have you. But these are some of the areas you can observe bully, physical aggression.
Yeah.
No, I said mabu. You understand? That kind of way. Sometimes isolation. Isolation is say, oh, I don't want you to be here. Get out. A bully.
Yeah.
You understand? Be a group of people in Mofra Modia Grona, a bully na be yiba with him. You get out of this place. A bully. And spreading of rumors. Spreading of rumors. You can tell someone say, I mean rumors. I don't know how to put it. But spreading of rumors and name calling. Yeah. And name calling, and Mama Gina Kai, most of discussions, she made name calling. These are some of the things a bully, somebody who is a bully does. But bully is part of what? Abuse. And yet the whole, until they are not the same. But what happens, they say, bullying, abuse, no, they all end up doing the same thing. At the end of the day, what the effect is the same. The effect of bully and your friend is abuse, no, the same. Yeah. You realize the child goes through trauma, the child goes through some challenges, any blah 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 blah. Once when you bully a child, when you abuse a child, he may want to come close to you. Until the end result, no, the same. But what they are not the same. I think it's okay. What they are not the same. Bully is part of abuse. But at the end of the day, the effect of bully and a person that is being affected, that is the only thing we can say for now. And when you say about detail. But the next question, the right to education. You make mention about education. I'm the third part of the questions, no?
Yeah.
And okay, Obi Bisa say Pacho
na nipa na Bisa say
question na so that we can move on to that.
Nipa na Bisa say in case say bi a oba no opese o school. Well, tell me, I am managing the Ekoye. Now, a couple say be a Palano, or per se, or coast. If you are a BSS, or per se, or Conanim, or Covacity, and now she baby. Now, and one or panel, the parents, they can't avoid, they can't help the child. It is a banasa, a Palano would say, Nipa Pana, Mameno, and Paso Bebuano, Amana Conanim. But and yen is sao, if you are and your boy, say be almost can be now almost. The sunny I am making a day, a quiet parent in Whisker, the papa was cabot on yet. But wait, dear, in case say be or person of one banner, but only a whole day. enti wontimi emu akwala no enti ema akwala tebia osugu ne yam eye ne ya opeso okọ school no but onyamwa no saa no opeso ohu say woye akwala ye saa na chese wo bule no ana ye betimi aka say eye bule na na
I say abuse. Okay. Yeah, well, UN right. This okay. Yeah, well, UN right to education. And yeah, well, BB friend right to education. Mama Becca more about it. If she has a time, right to education. Into no or the child has a right to education, and UN passed most of this thing through government. Into a government responsibility say on basis school die so that the children can have access to education because a only right to be educated, but it is not the right of a child for every education. A certain level in age, to a certain level, there are some countries. In fact, it's a Ghana, when say public schools, were a free education. Ghana, since here we have free education. Into Obafi private school or fee government school. When it gets into the secondary school, education is free over there. There are some countries, a Ghana, university, and you're free. Into you do university in Ghana now, that right stops.
Okay.
You understand? In some countries, they are trying in Ghana, say the government some years back, they were trying, say they can add university to it so that you can have free education and have access to education. In some countries, and UK, I'm say 12 years or so. I've forgotten it way, 12 years free education. Maybe you are there, you can let us know. Or more a certain level to where it cuts. There should be a cut out level. Now it does a cut out level. Now abufano lefa say 18 years. Now say in Ghana we to me SSS. Now papa ne son to me on to me maninko school bioma. The child has a right to go and find some job and then raise money to educate herself.
Okay.
Says it can be niwa, ebi niwa. Parents who yeah, at least up to 18, ya show. Wako school, ya sharing after 18 years, in Ghana, you are an adult. Into a young adult, you can work 18 years, you can work and educate yourself. In your friends say, your evening education, your online education. It's not an excuse at all. The child should wake up and do it. But say Abufano is below 18. That is where the problem is.
Okay.
So Abufano is below 18. That is where the problem is. But the problem also is it because a child wants to go to a particular school and not any school at all?
Yeah.
Once a particular school is a private school, you find say temahano, community 6, high kakra. No escafo. Now parent momote that area. Now in Kolani call a private school, very expensive school. Now a ban is also person course at the same school. Now parents to me are for there. It is not obligated. It's not obligatory. Such parents should take you to that private school.
Okay.
They are equally government schools that the child can go.
Okay.
And the question, if the person is say Abufano person call a particular school which the parents cannot afford there, I think that is no question. The parents are not under any duress to or any form of they are not obligated to make sure that the child go to that particular school. What the parents must do is they make sure that the child get a school which is good enough that they can afford and send the child there. I think that's what I would say.
Okay. Yes, for some. Eradi oisha for some papa. For some actually much ye. Mr. Me don't for me pacho so who line as well. But what Diana share my share not like my own no bosoma yen na wo comment bia na ja wo comment section ho na ebia na opesa wo frɛ na so wo de wasem bisa eba number obetimi dia frɛ 0044 784 2629 528 ubetimi afrɛ sa number no na wo so de wadwen kira ye den aba na ne aye papa Sam am ya te ase kire se oba time se ne ye nua ba bi na de question no eba ye se bia oba no pese okɔ school to aso na so parent no ɛho ɔde na wo muntimi amo akola na ye betimi aka se eye abuse na ye papa Sam am ya te ase se da bi entimi nya abuse na momo no akola na nkasa so betimi abɔ ne ho mmɔden ama ne ho so aye adwuma abo sika no na ɔde atoa na education so ebeboa papa awofo no eni adwenbɔ ne bia se wo mmoa no na mmom ahoɔden no enesua eti eba ne saa na enkyerɛ se parent no omo abuse akola no enye abuse yada di Sam yada ase papa yada ye papa Sam ase bebre odofo se wo question bia na obetimi e de ato comment section ho na ye be ready na ye papa Sam wo ha no aboa ye eda no ye papa Sam last week ye papa Sam e ka asem bi na I'm sending a line no article okay obey Sam be room ye papa Sam e ma ye hu se enkola bi wo ho a wo mo ehia mmoa sa nkola no se yetimi eyi ye yempa na ye de so wo mu aha ni se ya abuse sa nkola na sa nkola no sabio wo se obatan bi wo ho akola bi wo ho a wo be wo no na adie bi ewo no ho a anka enu na ma odi mu ewo ni nipasum na ebi asa ade no eni ne ho papa aha nti no eba ne sa o kyerɛkyerɛ mu no kyerɛ na me peke sa ade no se e wo se yiye yem nyina na ye de hwɛ sa nkola na wo mu hia mmoa no ye wo nkola bi wo ho a wo be wo no wo se adwen a odipa de dwene ankasa no omo de no ewo fom onyini kura no so na adwene ewo fom aha na baby niema bi wo ho a wo se e wo sa akola no nko onya a kyerɛ se e ma otibi ko school wo ye mua se nipa ba sa ade no ebi ana akola no ne de ebi enni ne ho sa otosin ewo bibim am se me kyerɛ no obata bi abete ne me pese me kyerɛ yase aha wo bete mase me nkyerɛ mu no ye yi kakra bet obata bi a wo lai so ebete mase enti ye papa Sam ma ye hu se nkola ehia moasa no obata ese se kwan bia so wuyi woyem na wo de sokola ne na wo boa no emfa wo se onni mu asenipa na mo bomodin asa wo be de wo be boa no na asasam no etomakoma so panti na nne me san atimu biemu aha ena fenso yem nua bi the question bi eba yem say line no article but yem ame giver e wo line so nti no e be boa ye oh that is some sign about okay yo enti no em say question na wo na ya answer no na em say ba kun so e bisa say wo say say obi efo sa ohawunum sa manienum ya abuse nipa na fi nipa la brema na so wodi benyini a ebetumi abasa nipa wote sa no obetumi aye ne mabi ya ye de ye no obetumi de aye ne ma na wohwe ne ye ma meje na e ka ye yi a o kire se omo ye hu se ne ane papa entumi amfa moa no se ne ane papa si abuse ne ne nti no wa ye na je se obeboa ne ma enti ya pasi ye bisa ye papa Sam say ebetumi attend into the opposite side so nipa no instead so obeboa ne ma no obetumi against ne ma ya ye de ye no obetumi de aye ne ma na is it possible so obi betumi aye sa na
okay yeah thank you yeah possible member practical example na me wadam for bi
yeah
na wenyi owo waware owo ma na ye young no na oti ni wo fa bi nchen na de bia o complain say ni fa wo fa ni nye ni wo fa yes or complaining sa he grew up becoming the same oye ni masa ni ne yere to the sense say odwane fi ni yere ho and ojam fra no you understand it
yeah
and then no emofra ne kono ho a o hye ni dem emofra no ifo hye omo dem they don't interact. These are the challenges that he complained about. So it is not enough when you go through challenges. What matters is whatever you went through, no, have you addressed it? Have you forgiven the person who abused you, like Auntie Kayano said, the very father, no, or no, say that man, no.
Yeah.
You understand? If you don't forgive, you end up doing the same thing. It's a spirit. From biblical side now, it's a spirit. When you are not able to forgive, no, you will do the same thing to your children.
Yeah.
And lessons that we learn from whatever we go through, no, to God is important. To God is very, very important, because why did I go through this? There's a lesson God wants you to learn. It is God's plan that your husband, you should pass through such a father that will harden you. David, look at David, where David started life in the bush, but look at where David ended his life, in the palace. What is the difference? The same thing he learned from the bush, that is what he used. Is now he used in what? In the palace. You understand it? And sometimes the things that we go through, they are there to help us. But when you realize that I went through this and it is going to help me, though a good thing, no, and no, and a baby, number two, when the last one, when you go through something and then you learn to forgive, you address yourself and then train your children in a better way. You are, but Obi can say, when there are problems and you raise people to solve it, the people you raise to solve the problem will end up not creating problems. So we will have a generation of not knowing how to solve problems. When you have a problem and then you solve it, and that's a problem be with a nation, and that problem be with fear. That's a obi. We have raised the person to solve the problem. Now, these people are problem solvers. They will not create problems. So they will have generation of children who cannot solve problems. Because problem amba, yenya obi solve.
Yeah.
So a good say we should have a problem.
My dad they can't met you as
to another day can
say the all train say probably be what a may yin a womb. And yen na yeah, sometimes you should say problem back. It was that problem now if you say boy. But when I'm saying I can't man to be a metan and me feel so or hamisana or boame. Be a man in your year me, let me feel so hammy. When a buono. And see, sometimes no, who knows the mind, the way of God. It is just a young for to one. Just if I never pardon. Me, I don't know.
Yeah.
No way in the future at running. No obey it, you can see obey. Na yen share baby a ye de na me ya ama ye koton be ya akwa na chi okada prison so me know what because that is the end of our life but and nem ni na sa problem kakra me can say wo ko school na wo ko we are both come out in a very good year. Enyam hwene ebaba enti se na ya papa e ka no problem bi wo ho so esiesie e school ko e se ye di e tenti e chetre se usada da power story na ma mi am wedwuma wo de na wo pesa wo yansa wa sare wo dare wo school wo baka se ko nsu e twin chansin ye say wo fi se wo so no o ha wa ma ba or train is a training. See, any problems in na be one a boy in future. The na you be do one dance say, and no more be brave fame, a boy yen a boy. And they deny a can say, I didn't fame me that boy me pa. And it's an a papa cano, and no one.
Oh, yeah, mammy viva. Ma Viva, Eradi on shroud, papa, Yamami Viva, Eradi on shroud, pa. Your brother, Frank, Ewaha, Frank Kafui, Ewaha, Yakasa, Eradi on shroud, papa, and your brother George, and so, paying. Yes, Rabamodia, your brother George, Eradi shroud. Miss Ronia, Yaki Kanya, and a question be our wow, who bet to me, I send it at the abba. Aha, question bia wo bia no me pa cho bomodia na efa bra na wo de ba ebeboa ye papa pa number no 0044 784262958 wo betumi e de wadwenkyere aba na ebeboa ye papa pa erade onhya ye nyina na say ye bre no ye be enti no ye bekwa ye papa sam ho na wadi kakra so ama na wa rap ni nyina up amayen wa boni nyina tofa na ne yesua no wa boni tofa e de amayen na kwashi bia ba erade ya adoma na se wo se ye to aso aye beto aso next week aha ye wo sexual child abuse e wo ho ba ye wie we ya na ya tackle no na e ba ne se ye nto we ya so a emotional abuse no so aye beto aso enti se wo asembisa bia me pa cho bomodia na fa wasembisa ebra na ebeboa ye comment section ho wo betumi atro wasembisa ewo ho na ebeboa ye papa that is me pa cho so wotemenka ye papa evangelist nso ewo ha evangelist Gabriel enso ewo ha erade onhira papa ye nua bema erade onhira aha enti ya toa omo ye no toda eye bully ha adwe pa ba hu se wo benyini no wo si ye me papa oye mi say me papa oye mi say me papa mama oye mi say na me fese wo ha me but aboa ama wani so ayeden ayeden enti ni aye ka nyina ne se eba ne sa odofo emfa wo papa ana wo mama ho asem bia enhye wo musa ne ode ye wo nti wo so wanyini a wo beye ni bi e de atuaka menya ne sa na awereto ewo asafo Awurade ensem aha reto ewo asafo Awurade nsem enti ya me say ya papa sam line no ene nyina so emayen enhye da nyina so emayen enti no ye be summarizing nyina say ya mame gina wo line no so na say bibi wo ho de be so amayen ne a obetumi akasa ana so say ya mame Viva enso epese wo de bi eso so ma obetumi akasa na fe ye de dwumadie no asi eha na erade adoma next week ni ato aso ye brilliant.
Your man Patrick does every second. That's one thing that is very, very important.
Important,
yeah. Best and so. I'm saying na yeah, ye be do some purpose. Ye na ya fa. No my ye bubo su name.
Yeah.
But other back when I master say. So obi wa ahoma su no otie nya. Na what one nam sa kwa no so a. Other back when I master say. Se feche so obi edu boni bi obi a busy wo kwan bi so na wo de asam na hye wo mu a se wan fa ncha won de wo hu fi sa de no mu da se wo de hye an se wo tumi ade wo hu afi nti yesre se wo tie ye wo sa kwan so a na wo nam oho bi etise mu a feche na wo de cha wo be de wo hu afi amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Yo, aha. Ene ne ye di dwumadie no ebesi. Ye mame Viva say obi abuse wo kwa bia so a say ye wo mame, say ye wo papa, want to be a wo de ne kwotena aye, ne ma no do ne ma echen wo treat ne ma good, na wo de wo treat wo bad. Ne odi ye wo bia no ye mame Viva a concluding na mayen se fache. So one fan no na sa yaw no da so ti wo mu a Awurade kra metimi mekonku bi emfa mawo enti ye momodia se ye de bone ebeche aha bone bia obi de ye wo no fache no obi abisi wo fi nkwala brem abuse pa wo de wo fa mu enya agro onfa bi nya ne ma bete wo de wo de ye wo ye ma bi Viva se eya adesua e ma wo hu kra isan ye den eye den ene wo betumi atena ba bia because what fa sa ne ye din no ura ware mu kra na esan se wo fa sa yawo ne mu nte no eniema bi wo ho a wo kunu ye wo yire ye a sa yawo no ebekofom because what for mudada. It's yama Viva say for bonnet chair. Nya obidia yo be a fache. Na we ye sa Ewurade so ebeko kwama. Ma wakuma mu enna ho. Ma kuma mu enna ho. Na Ewurade etimi asolve unso problems e dia ma. And na ha na ye di program we ebesi. Na Ewurade ya adoma next week ye beto aso. Odofo say wo question bia bomodia na efa to comment section ho. Na ye be ready na ye de ababeto so program no so na ye bobo mu. Child